La familia, ¿qué tal? You know, I ended up making an impromptu trip to Merca today, even though I didn't mean to. I originally was going to go with a couple of ladies, and then our plans changed. And then I woke up this morning, the sky was ominous and dark clouds, and I was like, I don't want to go out there and get caught up in that mess because for the last 2 days we have had rain like a monsoon with floodings in the streets. And you know, I'm a woman of a certain age. I don't want to get caught up in that. So I started working on the computer, and then it was like 10, 11. The sun came out, you know, like it would do in Florida. The sun came out and everything was really bright. I'm like, okay, let me make a run for it because I know this week I wouldn't have time to go to America. And I have been craving some Panamanian pineapple. Listen, it's not the same. The pineapples here are special. They are sweet and juicy. They're just different, okay? Ask anyone. I was watching this girl on TikTok. She is German and she was in Panama and she went back home and she's like, oh, I had to get something back to my nana or some family member. She had the pepper sauce, she had achiote, which is the red coloring thing, and then she they have like some kind of sugar cane molasses looking, I forgot what they call it. I don't use it because I don't use sugar. But she took some of that and then she said, and then I had to take a piña to my my nana, and I'm like, how'd you get past security with that? I don't know. So when I got to Merca, yes, I did take the bus there, which is my favorite way of going there. And when you get off, then on the right-hand side, I call it Pineapple Melon Alley, because as you're walking in, they have like a greenhouse where they sell plants and stuff. And I look to see, because I'm looking for a plant for my living room, like an indoor-outdoor kind of plant that can sustain really strong sun. And so I didn't see anything. And then once you start walking down that aisle, it's like sandia, watermelon galore. I've never bought one there because I can't carry it. And the next, I got papaya, the same guy that I buy papaya from. The papayas are in season, so you can get one of these for $1. I bought two. Usually, you know, even with the pineapple, I buy one that is ripe, and then I buy another one, you know. See, this one's gonna ripen by tomorrow, this one's gonna be a couple of days. So kind of gives me a little time. I've been craving these, and I'm not pregnant, right? So I got two papayas, one for $1, each for $1. The piñas, the pineapple, I didn't see as many. Once I leave the papaya, then it's the pineapple next. And then I'm like, what's happening? And they said they don't have a lot of them out, you know, in circulation, and that the ones in El Campo, which means on the farm, they're like, they're still young and not ready to be harvested. So there was like a pineapple like this big, and they were like $3.50, and I'm like, me, my cheap self, there's no way I'm paying the $3.50 for a pineapple. So I got this at $1.25, and I'm like, yeah, that's okay. I'll pay the extra 25 cents. So that's more like it. So I got two pineapple, each for $1.25. I bought two papayas, each for $1. I wanted to show you the celery in Panama. This is a celery bunch. Oh, isn't that amazing? Have you ever seen them like this? So I fall in love with these because what I do, I cut off this, I rinse them all, and I cook them. I don't throw it away. I'm sure there is some good health benefits to the green of the celery. And then, of course, one thing about stuff here from Panama, they don't last long. So, and then you don't want to freeze celery stalks, right? So I can cut them up, put them in a baggie, and then snack on them. I like that better. And then if I'm making soups, I will usually have celery. But I thought you would enjoy seeing that. And you know, they remind me of spinach in South Africa. They came in like big batches. Yes, I miss that. I don't miss a lot of the food in South Africa, but I miss that. And then now I was like, okay, this is heavy in my backpack. And I remember the young lady who said, you need to get a roll-on carrier. And I'm like, I'm gonna wait. It screams senior citizen. And I'm not a senior citizen yet. But I think I will get one because the heavy stuff, I need to be able to pull them and not have to put it on my back. It doesn't hurt me or anything, but anyway. I think I paid 50 cents for these two chayote. This is like, I explained that to you before. You peel them and then there is like some thing in the inside you take out. They go really good in soups and stews, and they kind of grasp the taste of whatever you're cooking, meat or whatever, so they're really good. It's like cucumbers, you know, really high in water. And I was able to get 3 crowns of broccoli for $1. Remember, I don't know if I showed you the other day, they were like Sunday when I was making my root vegetable salad. They were like $2.30 or $2.40. I got 3 for $1. You see why I have to go to Merca? I'm sorry. I know it's a little bit of a nuisance, just the carrying thing, and there's a lot of walking, and you know, I caution people, if you want to go to Merca, make sure you're wearing comfortable clothes and you are okay with a lot of walking, because there's a lot of walking. And then I'm like, you know what, I don't eat a lot of tomatoes, but I love these little cherry tomatoes. This is 50 cents. 50 cents. I love Merca, what can I say? But the kids, and then I found some hot pepper. Usually they'll say, no, señora, dulce. That means they're sweet. And then I'm like, picante or dulce? He said, picante. So usually I would go to Ray, which is the only place I've been able to find habanero peppers, because, you know, I'm from the island. I need my heat in some of my food. Because I just throw them whole in whatever I'm cooking just for the taste. The skin add a certain je ne sais quoi. So he said, 12 para $1. 12 of those for $1. 12. I love the calabaza squash. And like I say, I like to have them cut it so I can see what the skin looks like, so it's nice and orangey and yummy and buttery. I absolutely love squash, and it is abundant here. And you find them in the same alley where you find the papaya, the piña, the watermelon, the, what's the other fruit? Cantaloupe. They have cantaloupe and some other ones. And then you find the calabaza. So this is $1. When I go there, I feel like I'm in a candy store. I get so excited, you know, and I didn't have room to buy pepper, cucumber. I didn't get room to buy berenjena, which is eggplant. You know, I couldn't buy yuca. Usually, like I say, I'm going to buy yuca peeled now because I just don't do well with, with the one that is whole. And I needed potatoes because I'm going to be making something I just coined, Maggie hash. So when I make it, you'll know. But it's going to need sweet potato, regular potato, calabaza squash, and cabbage. Ooh, he told me what it was. I forgot the name. I forgot how they say it in Spanish. Cabbage. I know somebody's going to tell me in the comments. But the carrots are always gorgeous. Beautiful. Zanahoria. Now, I know about that. So I bought these 3 because, again, if I don't cook that, you know, timely fashion, they wrinkle up. Things do not, because they haven't been sprayed with preservative and stuff, so you when you buy, you cook it, because you don't have to buy for a week or 2 like we do in the States. Remember that. You can go to the food stand a couple of times a week, right? And then I bought 2 heads of cabbage. Like I said, I get upset because what they do, they rip off all that beautiful green outer layer, which I want, but You're not gonna find it. They throw it. I guess they feed it to the pigs. And I love cabbage. Cabbage is one of these things that is a lifesaver, and I can put so much in it. I'll put calabaza squash, I put chickpeas, I put carrots, and mash it all up, and that's a meal for me, okay? So I don't remember how much I paid for those, but the thing I wanted to show you, oh, another thing, as I was walking from one building to another, when you go to Merca, like I said, the first on the right, you go to the alley, and as you get to the end of it, then you're gonna find truckloads and piles of plantains attached to the big stem, right? And then all of a sudden I was talking to this guy and this other little man, because usually when you get to Merca, they have people coming with the dollies, and they're asking you if you want them to help you, because like when you're carrying all this stuff, if you have a car, they'll take it around and bring it to you and give them $1 or $2. And then this guy was like, plátanos, 7 por $1. I'm like, what? I usually don't buy plantain because that's another heavy thing for me to carry. But 7 for $1, I could not pass up. He said, yeah, bien maduro, plantain 7 for $1. So I got 7 plantains for $1. So I'm gonna cook it. I'm gonna let them, oh, I forgot the word. I like them halfway ripe and halfway green. Oh, whoever told me that word, I forgot. I don't know if I put it in my phone. It's not picado, piece up with a P. And I'm gonna, like I did last time, I was able to just spray, put a little bit of oil in a very shallow pan after I peel them and cut them. I bake them, then I press them and bake them again. They were delicious without being deep fried. But I still have to be careful because it's still carbs, right? It's better than white rice, but it's still carbs, so I have to be careful. But the one I wanted to tell you, so when I leave the plantain alley, then I'm going to go to the different buildings. One building is called Volcan, and each building is named after a place in Chiriquí province in the west side of the country where they grow all the food. So in Volcan, it's like a big San Felipe. It's like smaller stalls, but everything you could want in terms of fruits and vegetables and roots and spices and herbs. But I find that they're a little pricier than the other buildings. So if I walk, the next one is El Elegido, and then another one is Cerro Punta, right? So I go to different ones for different things. The Elegido, I always get my carrots, my cabbage, my broccoli, if you wanted peppers, and then when I get to Cerro Punta, it's the same thing. But the very last one, building, they have a lot of yuca and hijembre, ginger, and potatoes, and beans, you know, in big old bags. So you can get your rice, your beans, your dry beans. But towards the end, they always have a guy selling batches or bunches of culantro, cilantro, and espinacas, spinach, and sometimes they have bok choy. There's a little Chinese Asian guy that sells bok choy. I didn't see him today. But I went to the first guy who always has the spinach, and I'm like, no espinaca? He said, I'm like, no. And we have been having a problem with, what is it? Not culantro, cilantro. I'm having a hard time finding cilantro. So after I walked through all the different stalls, I found one place that had 3 bunches of cilantro. And then I'm like, ¿cuánto? He's like, $3, $3 for a thing of cilantro. I'm like, oh no, gracias. Because I still have some culantro here. I'm not paying $3 for cilantro. I don't cook that much. And then he had like watercress. And watercress, I have a love relationship with watercress. I grew up with it because in my country, when they cook fish, they usually have beets and boiled eggs, and then they'll have watercress, which, you know, it's kind of peppery, even though I like arugula better than I like watercress. But if you're making a stew, a bouillon or some kind of soup, you can put it in there. So I'm like, oh, okay, no espinaca, let me have some watercress. I forgot what he called it in Spanish. And then he said, $1. I'm like, okay. So this bunch was sitting there, and I said, okay, he's gonna kind of break it apart. He took a bag, put the whole thing, and then told me $1. I was like, oh, I didn't even know my bag was ready for this. So I have all this watercress, and I'm sitting here thinking, I'm gonna fill my sink, and I'm going to clean it up, and then I'm gonna have to portion them in baggies and come up with some quick ways to use them, because by golly, I'm not gonna let them go to waste. $1. So coming back, I was gonna order an Uber, then I'm like, oh, let me see if I can make it on the bus. That was a really rough bus ride. So from now on, when I go to my sister's, we're gonna meet at Albrook. We take the bus, the ride over there, going through City of Health, and I'm gonna do a video for you guys about that, which is what they just recently opened it, and they have special medical services, you know, right up my alley. I need to check it out. And then you go to Merca. But coming back, all the people who went to the city of Salud, you know, are on the bus, so the bus is always packed, and you're carrying like a backpack, and it's like, no bueno, get the Uber. So when I got to Albrook, I'm like, oh, I don't think I can do this, so I called the Uber. And then again, I got into trouble because the Uber was trying to find me, because this mall, which is across from the terminal, they have different entrances that are based on African animals' name, you know, like the giraffe, the rhino, and whatever. So I was at the rhino, and then I was watching on the app, he was going the wrong way. So he said, oh, but you didn't say you were al lado del terminal. You got to tell him you're on the side of the terminal. Anyway, one of the reasons I don't use cabs, one of the reasons. My first reason is they drive crazy and they just never know how to get to my building. But I'm having the same issue with Uber as well, so, oh well. But anyway, I'm so excited with my purchase. I thought I'd check it with you. So I'm gonna be a happy camper. By tomorrow, I'm going to have pineapple, and today I'm gonna cut the one that got smashed. Oh, look at my papaya. It got smashed in my backpack. So I am going to cut it up. Usually I freeze it and then I make smoothies. I absolutely adore papaya smoothies. 17 minutes I've been running my mouth. I love you guys. You know I like to share with you. It's Tuesday. I recorded yesterday. Watch out for my video this week. It's gonna be about how to start your YouTube channel and grow your YouTube channel. If you're an over 60 something, you don't wanna miss that. And next week I'm gonna do one about aging. You know, you're gonna have to find different topics, otherwise you're gonna become stale, right? And we don't want that. All right, guys, I love you. God bless you. Have a great week. The week has just started, and I wish all good things for you guys. Mwah, 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 mwah. Bye. Au revoir, à la prochaine.